was still a thoroughfare. Yeah. So you weren't relying on maybe what some towns, only the railroad. When that changed, that took care of a lot of small towns. So you still had this as a main highway. So a lot of these businesses have been here for years, you know, and the buildings. We took the Lincoln Highway. It was fun because I like small towns. We headed towards Cedar Rapids and just followed the signs and stopped at little towns along the way and ate in little restaurants and met interesting people, different things they do in their towns for entertainment. One town had this mini bowling alley upstairs and they've had it there for many years, which we thought was kind of an unusual thing. And we just stayed in some mom and pop hotels, little motels. And yeah, it was fun. It was fun to see Iowa. And the Lincoln Highway really goes everywhere. I mean, it north, south, you know, just like this little corner. I mean, it never came actually through Lowden. It went up north, turned around, goes up by the cemetery, and comes out way at the overpass. Used to be an overpass for the railroad. So it's interesting to take the trip. The tavern way down at the end, it's been a continuing operating saloon tavern. And it was just the spot where I think workers went after work a lot. You know, it was just a hangout place. You could tell what people in this town enjoy. It's changed hands many times, but it continues to be there. That hotel has been here. My mother worked there as a young girl as a waitress. So I'm assuming it was trained people also that stayed there, because I don't know who else would have filled the rooms, because there wasn't that much traveling going on in those days. It's changed hands a few times and it's beautifully refurbished and it's very, very nice.
Guess where I am right now? I think I gave it away, but I'm in Lowden, Iowa. Kind of a sleepy little town, but back in its day in 1915, when this place first opened, it was a hustle and bustling kind of place where the Lincoln Highway and the railroad system all merged at one. The Lincoln Highway, again, was built right around the same kind of tracking system as the railroad, and they did that on purpose. The railroads knew what they were doing, and the people that built the Lincoln Highway said, hey, if it was good for the trains, it's good for us too. But here in Lowden, this still is being used, restored in 1997. Beautiful place to stay, and the inside is amazing. On the Lincoln Highway right now, we actually are inside the Lincoln Motel that was built in 1915 here in Lowden, Iowa. Lucky enough to have Melissa show us around inside this beautiful, now kind of a B&B hotel.
It's, well, you know, it's more of a like boutique hotel, if you will. We have 4 rooms for rent, and they're all en suite with their own bathrooms.
And this place was built in 1915 in a very important kind of area for Lowden. We've got the trains here. Then we had the Lincoln Highway coming through here. So there was a lot of people, and when they needed somewhere to stay, this was it.
This was it. And so this was a boarding house with all the rooms upstairs. And where we're standing now would have been their parlor. The room behind you would have been more of the dining room. And this was the side of the building in the rear was for the residents. And but everything was, there was 12 rooms upstairs for rent. And in 1997, they did get several large grants to rehabilitate the building.
It looks absolutely beautiful. So now that, you know, obviously the Lincoln Highway still gets travelers through here. There's still the trains coming through here, but not as much.
There's plenty of trains coming
Plenty
through
of trains
here.
still?
Oh yeah, like we have guests that come here and they will call me and say, can you hear trains from the hotel? And I'm always like, oh boy. And I'm like, yeah. And they're, oh, fantastic, I'm a train enthusiast. And I'm like, so yeah, and honestly, I get train enthusiasts that stay here regularly. They probably come like 3 times a year, sometimes 4 times a year.
And again, when you would walk around in this, it's a smaller, sleepier town, but you're doing quite well then.
Oh yeah, for a small town, we are exceedingly busy. So
it's a really great place. Thank you for taking the time to show us around. The pictures in here are amazing. And anytime you're in Lowden, make sure you come check out Melissa.
give me a call. We'll set you up.
And stay here. It's a great place. You know, in like 1912, there were almost no roads at all, except short ones, extending out from railroad stations and market centers to farms and pretty much just disappearing. Railroads were needed for transportation because roads were virtually impassable. But once new paving techniques made road surfaces durable, there was a revolution in transportation. Suddenly, roads were competing with trains for regional transportation. And if you were to compare old maps, you could see the routes of the Lincoln Highway and the Transcontinental Railroad are almost the same, nearly identical. In the early days of motoring, there were few gas stations or places to get needed supplies or parts, especially in these rural areas. But by keeping the Lincoln Highway near the train line meant, as a motorist, you were more likely to run into a train depot city that would have water, fuel, supplies, etc., and keep you on your journey. Speaking of journey, it's time I head down the road to the next stop on the Lincoln Highway.